Bison football is sharing game day today with Bison volleyball. But before the season started, NDSU volleyball got to work early with a trip to play in Europe. What was supposed to be the opportunity of a lifetime quickly became one of the worst and most defining moments for junior setters Eke Denessen's life just 2 days into the trip.
I am super healthy. I've never had any problems with health. I'm an athlete. My body is my career. Why does this happen to me?
Where in this trip did you just start feeling worse than you felt before?
My feet started getting numb and started getting tinglish. I think 2 days into the trip. But I thought it was just from traveling, being busy, and then I was just oh, I'll wake up tomorrow and I'll be fine. I think 4 or 5 days in, my hands started to get numb. And we had our first game, which that's when I knew something was off. And my knees started giving out, and I just couldn't take off. I couldn't run, which was just really weird.
Do you remember what you were thinking when you were just losing all this feeling in your body?
I was just really confused and very scared. Because obviously as an athlete, you're constantly worrying about your body, how you feel, all that kind of stuff. So I was just trying to figure out what it could be.
Day by day, she would kind of just let me know hey, now it's kind of going up my legs, or it's kind of I feel like my legs are weak and giving out. And then I was confused because I'm I don't really know, that shouldn't be from the flight anymore. I called one of our team doctors and just let him know kind of what was going on, and he is the one who said it was Guillain-Barré, and basically to take her to the hospital right away.
On June 5th, Eke was diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome, a very rare and serious condition that attacks the nerves.
I was able to just make it home all the way with my parents in the car, but my mom, my dad had to wake me up every 30 minutes, making sure that my breathing was still good and my heart rate was still there. I was just scared. As soon as I got in the hospital, there was a team ready with me. This was something they hadn't seen in 3 years.
Oh, wow.
And especially at my age, it's not common to have it. If someone gets it, they're usually older. So they knew that it was very serious.
Did you think your volleyball career was over?
Yes. I thought I would never going to be able to walk again, which they told me you will not be able to walk until 6 months after you get out of the hospital. If you will ever be able to walk normally again. You don't want to hear that, especially as a 21-year-old, that you can never walk again, normally, let alone play sports. So that's something that just really, that got to me a lot.
As a coach, your players become your children. And to see one of your kids go through something so tough and to be honest, could be life-changing. Yeah, you want them to play volleyball again, but life is bigger than that.
We just kept saying hey, you're young, you're an athlete, your body was so strong, and let's prove them wrong. So we kind of started recovering right away.
For 2 months, Eke stayed in her home country of the Netherlands to start recovering.
Second day that I was in the hospital was the worst point that I was at, kind of. And I was trying to eat my breakfast, but I couldn't get the spoon to my mouth. So that's when we started doing the little things, I had speech therapy the whole time, making sure that all the muscles in my face didn't go down as well. There was no giving up. I was coming back from this. My biggest thing was I want to go back to Fargo. I want to be back with the team.
On August 3rd, she came back to Fargo, 2 days earlier than they expected. What was the moment when she first came back inside the gym?
It was kind of surreal. And so to see her kind of transform and be able to do volleyball in the way she's doing volleyball right now is, I think, something we never, to be honest, never thought was going to be possible.
You've taken everything for granted for a really long time. So just being able to stand there and set some balls, obviously it's not feeling how you want it, it's not going how you want it, but just being able to make that movement is it feels like I already won.
Eke tells me that she is so close to being at 100% and could play, but NDSU is going to hold her out this season to retain a year of eligibility.